The work that gives me energy is teaching. And this statement is very important today. Keep it in mind. Work generally tires you out, but the work that is meant for you doesn't tire you. It gives you energy because you were created for it. If your natural talent is graphic designing, for example, you'll be happy working and performing in that field. Normally, happiness comes from appreciation, from earning money, from progress, and from people praising you. But true passion is different. I'm not saying those things aren't necessary. They are. But the first thing is to identify your passion and express it. You need appreciation, knowledge, awards, but the real driving force, the source of happiness for a person, where is it? It's in passion. They enjoy working. Find happiness in it. If you're familiar with the name Michelangelo, the sculptor, it's a big name. It's said about him, he used to work for many days. After creating a sculpture, when he was done, he would take off his shoes and his skin would come out, peeling off too. He was so involved in his work that he wouldn't even remember how many days had passed. I'm telling you, if your passion is real graphic designing, web development, or digital marketing, no one can stop you from succeeding. Passion is such a powerful thing that if you have passion for any profession or field, it becomes the driving force and the motivation that is needed for it. There is a significant problem in our society. Whenever something is slightly different, new, or has a unique approach, it becomes a target for criticism. Whenever something is criticized, there is always something essential in it. I've expressed gratitude to such people throughout my life. Just a few days ago, I found my friend and I want to share an interesting story with you. His name is Yasir Bey and he's in the UK. When I was in FSC, he was my beloved friend and also my senior. One day we were playing in the street and I told him that I was having a significant problem with physics. There was a major issue with one of my subjects. He casually mentioned that there is a teacher in Lahore who's currently studying electrical engineering at UET and has a gold medal in FSC. He's currently a student but excels in teaching physics. This conversation took place around 96-97 and the teacher's name is Naveed Majid. Some people might be familiar with this name. Now, let me tell you something very interesting. When I decided I wanted to study under his guidance, many of my friends advised against it, saying we should study under a professor instead. Do you understand the situation now? A professor versus a student studying at UET, what was the difference between them? There was a gap. So, the conversation happened. No, we should study under a proper professor. What I told you earlier. Whenever such a situation arises, it needs to be investigated. I said, let me try studying under him. I heard a lot of opinions, suggestions and arguments against it. I went for it anyway. At that time, Sir Naveed Majid had a place in Rizwan Garden, where group study sessions were held. One group was taught and then he taught the next group. It was an intense atmosphere. I went upstairs and sat down. Believe me, when I attended his class, I was amazed, spellbound. What does it mean to be spellbound? When someone speaks or teaches so well that everyone is captivated, and after a while, you forget what time it is. The next thing was that as soon as the class ended, everyone remembered everything. He asked questions, engaged everyone, and everyone in the class had grasped the lesson. I said, this is a real teacher. The perception, the way he conveys information is commendable. Pressure of studying under a professor is not just today, it was prevalent in my time as well. The conflict that arose, no, the one who's teaching should have an MSc in physics. If his degree is in chemistry, he should teach chemistry. A new trend was emerging in Lahore. Doctor engineers had started teaching. I also continued teaching at UET. My entire journey of teaching, you all know the story. I want to tell you that the one who has real talent is a true professional. If you're good at graphic designing, even if you don't have a degree but you have the skill and can do the job, you're a professional. If you have the skill for web development, which perhaps even current software engineering students don't know, who are spending 4 million on their degrees and still lack skills, it's the biggest problem of this country. Many have done their BSc, MSc, but there are no jobs. On the other hand, those who are under metric, intermediate, are getting opportunities. I'm not saying you shouldn't get a degree. A degree is not something sinful. What's essential are the skills that need to be learned. Is this your passion? What is actually passion? That you approach any task with love. Making a cup of tea, for instance, it's a formality. You just boil water and put the tea bag in. Have it. And then making a cup of tea in which you have poured your sincerity and love. There is a lentil called mush that is readily available everywhere, and someone makes it with great love and passion. It's a common thing, just lentils, but love makes it special. Then there's a glass of water that spills when served, and then there's another glass of water that is placed in a saucer, filled appropriately and politely offered, saying, "Sir, please have it." In PC, Avari or big hotels, what's special about the tea? Why is the coffee expensive? It's a service charge. In other words, the quality of the item and how it is presented, how it is served, increases its value. A cheap water bottle that cost 30-40 rupees becomes 300 rupees in a 5-star hotel. A cup of tea that you can have for 60 rupees from a local shop is served for 550 rupees in a 5-star hotel. The value of 2 cookies, which is 10-20 rupees, becomes 200-250 rupees there. What is being charged for? It's for the quality and presentation. I want to convey this message. Make yourself valuable, and then you'll be able to sell yourself at a higher price. How can something be sold at a higher price if it's already cheap? Do you understand? For example, the criticism about Qasim Ali Shah earning money from lectures. I kept teaching physics, chemistry and maths for many years. You should teach too. Upgrade yourself and reach this level. If you don't upgrade yourself and still criticize, it's like saying the grapes are sour when you can't have them. If you've been studying for 20 years and are still in the same place, accept your incompetence. Do you understand? Over time, you should progress. If I started from the same point 20 years ago and I'm still standing at the same shore, acknowledge your failure. Understand that whatever you are now is where you stand. Whether you're a worker or a leader, starting as a worker is fine, but you should aim to become a leader in the end. A leader is someone for whom people work. A team is formed around them. A worker is someone who's only here for today. He fights here and leaves. If the boss isn't good, he goes somewhere else. If there's more money somewhere else, he goes there. It's a worker's mentality. A leader works in organizations, learns, and then learns management. They understand that big tasks can't be done alone. They need to build a team, bring everyone together, take on projects, and fulfill promises. Today, we say we have to fulfill promises in business. Understand it in the context of religion. Whose name do you mention in the kalma? He whose footsteps are bowed to. He's the ones who fulfill the most promises in the world. Glory to be the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So throw away all the books on business ethics. Just read about the Prophet's life. He has given us all the rules. Fulfill your promises, okay? Tell the truth. If there's a flaw in the product, sell it by telling about the flaw and there will be blessings. Speak the truth about everything. Practice good morals. Present with a smile. These are all the teachings of Sunnah. Work hard, struggle, earn halal and eat halal. This is our religion. So my request to all of you, wherever you are, let me repeat the basic principles. One is to progress through passion. The ship of passion moves. The ship of passion flies. If there is no passion and you say, I saw an advertisement, I also started graphic designing, web development, internet marketing, and digital marketing. It's not something amazing. The amazing thing is that you discover your passion, and your goal should not be just to earn, but to grow. Earning is a small thing. Surviving is not the goal. Growing is the goal. Number 2. Hard work never goes wasted. Number 3. Don't follow anything blindly. Go and research for yourself. Observe. Seek success stories. And you will know the reality. There is a difference between perception and reality in the society you're living in. The gap is so significant that it's causing us harm. Take an example. Someone decides that they have to go to Islamabad. The perception is that it's here. But the reality is that it's here. So what will happen? Tell me. People will follow based on perception. Our problem is that in every field, our perceptions are wrong. What we hear is something else and the reality is different. Is that clear? After saying all these things, my final message to you is to decide where you finally want to go, what the end product is. What you perceive, you will receive. What you think today, your dreams will come true by the will of Allah. So, think big, okay? And successful is the one who helps others succeed. That's my simple slogan. After reaching this point, I have not stopped myself. I have helped others. I have said, come, my platform is open. How many people are coming here daily, taking free lectures, getting free books, getting respect, and free group photo shoots done? Let's start sharing what Allah has given, okay?